listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now. Live only on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Nate. I'm here on this Friday afternoon. I don't know if Brother Noah will be joining us, but I'm here. So today, just going over a couple things that will be coming up for the Artist Exchange. One, our Black Friday artist market will be coming up. So registration for that opened on Saturday, so you can go to our Artist Exchange page and find a link for that. I'll also post it. I probably posted on this, but I'll post it again, so you can definitely sign up for it. It's for makers only, no reselling, no wholesale selling, but you have to make the items. That's the first qualification, and then we're gonna have a limited amount of each type of person. Like there won't be 100 jewelry sellers, but I'll kind of curate that so there are a lot of different things and people aren't selling a lot of the same things. So that will be Black Friday, our artist market. We're also hosting a number of workshops, and I went through them. I'll be posting them up as well, and then on the 19th we'll be supporting the Umbrella Foundation in their and it's like a one-day class on sponsorship, and it's online, so it's not a location you have to go to. You can click onto it, and there's a link that will be sent out to you for you to follow, and registration for that is $25. Also, on the 24th, there will be a designer meeting at Center Stage, and you can go to the Fashion Umbrella Foundation website on either their website, info at thefashionumbrella.org, or you can go to the Fashion Umbrella's Facebook page or Instagram page, and there's a link there, and it'll take you straight to it. And that one's free, but it's for designers. It's similar to sponsorship, but it's more so helping you to learn how to market yourself and how to brand yourself as a designer. The first one is strictly for sponsorship, so anybody can come to that one, and it will help you to better link up with sponsors and how to promote yourself. So I'll be posting that again. So you can go to the Artist Exchange page, and both of those flyers are there. I'll be posting it on the Instagram page after the show is over today. So what else am I doing? Who got one? I'm just trying to share it out to a few people before we get started. But today we are talking about art and just the structure of art. We have a clip that will be coming up from an event that I gave some time ago. And it was based around a show that I did called Blueprints. It was a play that I directed for its 10th anniversary, and we did an art show, an interactive art show, an immersive art show, in conjunction with the actual stage reading. So we'll be able to watch that and learn about a couple different artists that we have in the city. One whom is doing a big project on a bunch of his dad's photography, Mr. Webb. So definitely hit me up for that. But you'll be able to see the clip, and all that information is listed on there. So we'll watch that for the rest of the first hour, and then we'll get back into the radio show for the second hour. And then I'll post a whole one on the show. Hey, cousin. Thanks for your support. We had to get you on here sometime, but I still need to meet with ya. What else is happening with the Artist Exchange? Again, we are booked for October, and we're now booking for November and the first half of December as well. But I really would love to start booking people for 2020. So definitely hit us up, the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. I also have 2 different series coming up. One is called Art Fire, and we are interviewing phenomenal artists that are going beyond and above what the status quo for artists is. So if you're interested in being a part of that series, hit me up. And then the other one is his story, and that is more of a curated one. So we have a limited amount of interviews, 20, and I believe we are booked for about 16. So we're looking for 4 more gentlemen to join us. And you don't necessarily have to be an artist, but the focus of this one is really focused on just telling the story from his perspective. And it's not about men or women or anything like that. It's just gentlemen from the Baltimore area telling their story in various capacities. We have some really interesting individuals on there, and I'm reaching out to a few more people to be able to join us. But this is a collection of 20 interviews that pinpoint various types of men throughout the Baltimore area only. Depending on how well this goes, we may be able to do another cycle of it, or expand it beyond Baltimore. But right now I'm focusing on Baltimore and all that is Baltimore. So definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that, and I'll have more information on that. And it's not coming out until spring of next year, so I'll be working on that all throughout the fall and the remainder of the fall and the winter, and it'll start coming out next spring, and it'll come out every week up into the summertime. So with that, and then the next series starts midsummer and it runs throughout the summer and into the end of the fall, and then we'll just keep running through cycles. But I'm trying to see how these 2 go, and then we'll be able to kind of see where we'll go beyond that. The Art Fire series will start. It'll also be 20 episodes of that, and then we start shooting for that in the spring. So while one is being released, the other one will be doing the actual interviews for that one, just so I'm not doing too many things at one time. In addition to me being here on the radio show, I am now doing more workshops. I had started doing a number of them last year, one on consent, and that is more so for workplace environments, art place environments, or just rehearsal spaces, and it's really geared towards allowing everybody a voice and giving people that voice to be able to speak up and speak out. And then once somebody has reported something, unfortunately these things happen, but once someone has spoke up about an issue that they've had, or sexual harassment, anything connected to that, and it's supposed to be a preventative workshop, but sometimes these things have already happened. So we're teaching people how to actually go through the process of not only reporting it, but kind of preventing it from happening as well. And the other one is how we, so the consent workshop, it is tailored so it can go into schools, it can go into art organizations, workplace environments, so on and so forth. The next workshop is about sexual orientation sensitivity, and it's not geared towards just gay people, but just people in the whole spectrum. We have all these new pronouns and new identities being revealed, and I do a workshop on how to properly kind of incorporate that into a workplace environment, because people are feeling ostracized and put into a box when it comes to it. If you're having that issue, again, I don't really take that into schools, because again, that requires a lot of parent signatures, and I just don't want to step over that boundary. But I've already done one of those workshops for a workplace environment, and it went off really well, and I want to continue doing that one. The other one is diversity in the arts, and it's trying to help us to not only start the question of what diversity is, but it also allows us to incorporate more unity training and more, I don't want to keep harping on the word diversity because that can mean anything, but really understanding what that word needs to mean. So there are a number of workshops, and that can also be put into a classroom format as well. I've tried a couple of these workshops already in my classrooms, and they work very well, but the diversity training one is more so how we can work together and how important it is for us to work together. It is really hard for minorities to be a part of a project at the end, and a lot of the diversity is more important to bring people in the planning process and the brainstorming process, so that diversity is all throughout the process and not as a tail end item. So with that being said, let me see what time we're working on now. So we got a couple minutes. So those workshops, all of those will be listed on the website this weekend. So you can go to www.the-artistexchange.com and you'll find all these. You can go to the Facebook page, you can go to the Instagram page, and I'll be posting links for you to be able to sign up for a workshop. I'll host them quarterly, and then if you want a special one for your workplace environment or your classroom, so on and so forth, we can schedule those as well. So those all will be posted. I've been working on collecting them, so by the end of next week, you'll be able to go to it and be able to get to it, but a lot of them are already up. What else? I think in the second hour, we're going to talk a little bit about the professionalism in the arts and how we can strengthen that as artists and as art organizations. I think a lot of that has gone out the window. There's a lot of just a lot of things that are going wrong that I feel like we can do and we can improve on to kind of improve the relationships amongst artists and art organizations and just the community at large, and how we can restructure the system, and people aren't necessarily having to rely on one organization to do all these things, and how some of these resources need to be spread out equally amongst art organizations and educational art organizations as well. So with that being said, one, if you want to be a guest on this show, hit us up at the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram, Facebook. You can email us, the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com if you want to be a guest. All you have to do is send us your information. Tell us what you want to promote, if you're promoting anything, or if you just want to come on and tell your story, definitely connect with us and we can iron out the details and set some dates and get you on our calendar. Again, October is full. We're working on November and December now. And again, remember, we're not coming back for January. We'll be back in February. The Artist Exchange will be coming back in February, so definitely mark your calendars. We will be filling up the schedule starting for February and on, so if you want to be booked, definitely hit us up. Is that all my notes? I think that's all I wanted to mention. So I'm trying to figure out what else did I want to bring up. Yeah, I think that's it. So the workshops, events, if you want to bring the Artist Exchange to your event by way of any of our workshops, or if you just want to have us come host or facilitate your workshop or Nick's event, definitely hit us up again at the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. And remember, we come on every Monday and Friday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. here live only on BigExposedRadio.com. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll go right into that clip, and I'll be talking to you live again starting at 6 o'clock. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up to, just go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father dead. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all the homies head. I could wait for your response, but they let her hear me talk, so I'll just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond.
There's a rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler, okay, told Oprah, bitch, if you don't have my money, we're going to have a problem. Ooh. Oprah said, what is the problem? Ooh. You said if I don't have your money, there was going to be a problem. So Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. Yeah, you know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
Oh, these are her exact words. Allegedly.
I made this up. But
allegedly.
I made it all up. But there was a rumor that they were beefing. But Tyler confirms that they don't have any issues. So it says it was recently reported on the rumors that was swirling that the twosome were on the outs over constructive criticism over Perry's show. Well, I got some constructive criticism, and we can be on the outs, Tyler, and I don't give a damn because I'm gonna make a promo out of this anyway and share it to your page. I need the scenes on have and have-nots to be like 5% shorter each one. I want you to watch an episode of The Young and the Restless because this is supposed to be a soap opera. No one's dialogue on The Young and the Restless is like this. You don't have to talk about the random plant in the corner for 25 minutes on one damn scene.
They talk about random plants. It was a blood stain on the floor for 5 episodes. I can't take it. We need to pick this up. I'm sorry. I love the have and the have-nots, and I continue to watch it in its 5th season, but I get so mad when I can go get myself a glass of water and come back and he had just started the next sentence in his first paragraph. I can't stand it. They just want to get the point across.
It's not but you don't get the point for 4 episodes. It's too much. So now, according to ET Online reports, Tyler Perry has a pre-cut and dried response to a pretty cut and dry response to the rumors about him and Oprah. Here's what he says. It's completely false.
What was that? That was your Tyler Perry impression? Oh, God.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Nate, the director and producer of Blueprints, Standing Room Only. This is a production that has been actually celebrating its 10th year anniversary today. I mean, not today. March was the 10th year anniversary, but this month we're kind of celebrating with doing some readings and the entire art show that you all just got a chance to see. And with that, we have three young ladies, Miss Sheena Sharon, Miss Alma Brown, and Miss J. Nicole, that will open up today's talk with just a snippet of what Blueprints is.
Pink is a pretty color. The rose bushes, the petals when they're just grown buds. Pink is for girls. Pink is for girls. I love being a girl. G-Mama said God made me special. God made me special. I believed her. God made me special for sitting on laps. Sitting on laps for lollipops. Sitting on laps for dollar bills. Sitting on laps. God made me special for sitting on laps. Blood in my pink pants. Pink blood on my sheets. G-Mama says I'm becoming a woman now. I gotta do woman things. I gotta know woman things. I love being a woman. Taught me how to bake cake. I was cooking supper at 12. I wanted to be a full-grown woman like my cousin. A full-grown woman. I wanted to be loved by a man like Granddaddy Sweet loved G-Mama. Like my Granddaddy Sweet loved G-Mama. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be a lady in a pink suit. Mr. George, Granddaddy Sweet's friend, he said he loved when I wore my pink dress. But dresses was for girls. I wanted a suit. I wanted to be touched like the men touched G-Mama in church. I wanted them to rub my head, rub my shoulders, touch my pride. G-Mama said my pride was pride. Mr. George was Granddaddy Sweet's friend. He was his friend. He came over all the time. The pink house in the South. In the pink house, there was no more safety. In the pink house, there was no more ginger. In the pink house, there was no more hurt. In the pink house, I became a woman.
I packed up all my suits the car could hold, and I went back home to find me some peace after my last husband died. Pete, my first husband of 20 years, stepped with heavy boots. He snagged and pulled at the fibers of the carpet like a woman's high heel shoe. That was like the same way he pulled at the fibers of my heart. There was hardly no more love left in me. I was married to him too long. Even I know there wasn't no way to treat no wife, even if I was like carpet. God expected women to lay down and gird up. Women had to take boots on their chest and dress shoes and sneakers and cleats too. Women's like carpet. And all kinds of shoes gotta work on women's. Then God lets a man walk on me with bare feet. I ain't never felt no life with a man walks on my heart. I always smile when I wore purple on second Sundays on Women's Day. You easy, Miss Man, know how to make you feel pretty. He broke me into crumbs, not fit for a dog's meal. I turned to dust on the floor and became clay again for his manipulation. He can make me into anything and gray matter. I surrendered to him like a drunk searching for a dollar bill. Gray is the color of indecision. Why any woman would want a gray suit, I do not know. Gray is the color of being stuck. And I was stuck between my grandmother's life and my own nightmare. I was scratching at the air, trying to find a place to hold on to, but I could not find an anchor swaying in the middle. Straddling the fence is what gray makes me stuck. Living between depression and sorrow stuck. The color of uncertainty, the color of doubts, the color of my own insecurity. Misty and dismal. The color of my ink running out when the paper is due now. Gray is the color of procrastination. Gray, my grandmother is getting old. Gray.
First they love you, then desert you. Leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste. I've been bad, burned, and fucked over, but remain strong through the past. Over, kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me that let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I beat the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator, but I can't save you. The weed too loud on the pedal stool, don't carry favors. Always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patience run thin, yeah, nigga OT, cause they wanna see me down like I'm an CT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me, say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't losing sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm steady green just to feed the team.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Crying like babies with their heads stuck in the noose. That was my life. And my life is boring. Boring. My life is boring. It's becoming something else.
Thank you, ladies. So real quick, I want all of us to feel a little bit at home. So if y'all could just come up, we got a couple seats in the front. If y'all just come over, I don't want anybody to feel left out or anything. So I want to start first with introducing our three artists. Miss Brianna Faulkner. She creates dimensional and multimedia portraits visualizing the narratives of Black women. Each portrait offers a collective of shared experiences of Black womanhood, symbolizing stories of compelling narratives that underscore many women's individual and unique complexities. You can find her at b-faulkner.com. And Mr. Antonio McGaffey. He utilizes digital manipulation techniques in combination with various mediums in his photographic work, capturing multiple layers and phases. McGaffey's ever-evolving portraits draw attention to the visibility and invisibility, presenting us with an alternate way to use. Additionally, McGaffey's work suggests how our constant change and diverse experiences contribute to each individual's multiple layers of their identity. It is through this process we can begin to understand ourselves and our perception of others. AntonioMcGaffey.net, and this is actually his work in this one. So we take a look around. And then Mr. I. Henry Phillips III is the grandson of the photographer of the black and white photographs that you saw in the art exhibit of I. Henry Phillips, the senior. So he's representing his granddad at this moment. He's an artist in his own right, and he's going to talk a little bit about that soon as well. Mr. Phillips captured American history and culture from the perception of African Americans for 3 decades. Each photograph illustrates life's joys and tribulations of the working class, including the family dynamics and traditions, offering insight into some of life's intimate, memorable moments. iHenryPhotos.com. So I'm going to start with Miss Brianna, Miss Faulkner. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you become this artist that you are today?
How much time do I have?
30 seconds.
So, my name is Brianna Faulkner. I'm born and raised here in Baltimore. That's why it's like the backdrop of a lot of the work that I make. Started off, interestingly enough, my parents thought I was autistic when I was a child because I touched everything. I would like rub it on my face. It was all these things, and my grandmother was like, you probably should take her to get tested for autism. I could never sit still, was always in everything. And they took me. I didn't test the autistic. They didn't know what to do with me. They didn't know what to do with my hands. I couldn't sit still. My grandfather put me in his basement when they babysitted me. And all he had was like a broken piano and like some art supplies he like rounded up. You guys remember like the printer papers, the accordion kind? He had dad like highlighters, pens. So I was either going to become a musician or artist. And I just started drawing on paper. On the floor, I still remember it. It was like a black and white checkered basement kind of place to work in. And I would fill up that paper. It's interesting now that I think about it, that people was like connected. But I sat down for hours, they would listen. They were like, thinking she's not moving, right? Like she's calm. And so my mother just kept putting me in art programs. I went to art schools from middle school to high school, went to college, all of it pretty much following a photography track. Sometime in middle school, I opened up a book and found Gordon Parks and Warner Simpson, and I'm like, this is what I'm saying for the rest of my life. But graduated undergrad, went to the courtroom for a little bit, where I just realized I met Antonio and then came back and went to UMBC, graduated, and then for like a good 3 or 4 years, I didn't do anything artistic. I guess I was just tired of it. But all the while, I was collecting like easels, putting it on, collecting like paper, putting it in a room, not using it, living with my mother at the time. She's like, what are you doing all this time? And I'm just collecting it. I got pregnant at 25. daughter, very challenging. Then when it was time for me to go back to get off maternity leave, I went to work my first day, got laid off. And so I'm driving home, like the pressure of the world, you know, I'm mommy, I have a job now, going through all this healing stuff. And I always thought it was interesting how the word, my name Brianna, meant strong, right? And so everybody always expected me to be like this strong person. I'm the person you call when things are going wrong. I don't know who made me an expert on this stuff, but I was always that person. And so I've always learned not to cry, kind of thing. And I got home and it was silent. I didn't pick up my kid. I didn't tell my mother I got laid off. I did what you do when you get laid off from your job. You go home and you sit in the room and you take an Instagram photo. I don't know why. I did. Typical. Like, I don't know why I did it, but I'm so glad I took that picture to this day. So when I look at it, it's like, I keep it on my Instagram. It's the first one. It's, I don't know. The picture you see of me is my age. I'm not there. I took that picture and I'm just sitting trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my time until I could pick my daughter up. And I just got angry. I don't know who at what, but I started like destroying all of these art supplies that was in this room, like ripping stuff, flipping over tables. I was like really upset. And then, you know, after the 30 minutes, I was exhausted. And I'm like, oh snap, my mom's about to come home in a little bit. Let me clean all this mess up. And I started sitting on the floor, putting my stuff back together, trying to clean up stuff. And in the process, I started putting these pictures together. And it kept me busy for like hours. And so, you know, I just found myself looking for a job in the beginning of the morning for a couple months, and then in the afternoon working until I had to pick up my daughter. And that body of work began to be this like collection of these visual affirmations of like women and sisters, like, you know, in love with who they are, confident of where they're going, these mothers, like I was deifying these black women. These women had friends, they had role models, people to talk to, they had everything that I did. And one day somebody said, you know, you should really show some of this stuff. And I did it. When my daughter was born, I had my first exhibition called The Beautiful Wilderness. And The Beautiful Wilderness. And I just been making collage work like that ever since. It started off as like a healing modality. And I'm just grateful that this is the evolution from artistic busybody, art kid, photo girl, to now just mixing the artist.
Awesome. So I would be crazy to not say it's 4 people sitting up there. Miss Tiffany Jones, our illustrious. I had him in my head, and he was on the paper and say what. But Miss Tiffany Jones, we met each other a few years ago in our vending world, and just figured out a way to actually combine what we both do and what is now Blueprint Standing Room Only. So we're going to get to Tiffany in a few seconds, so you learn kind of her mastermind plan for all of this, and actually what she does down at School 33. Mr. Antonio McAfee, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, your backstory?
Sure. Antonio McAfee. I moved here when I was 9. My father's from here, and we tried for the Army, we moved here. Prior to that, I lived in other places because it was the Army. Well, we went to the same high school. I went to Couser. We went to the same high school. So I was in culinary arts, and sophomore year I started doing photography. And with the great support of Mr. Swartz there, he did a lot of encouraging for me. He let me take a class, and I thought to have a thesis show with other fine art students, and my work purchase for the school. And I did a time exchange program a couple times. But that really cemented me doing art and really articulating ideas. When I went to Italy and saw the Venus Biennale, that was how I found it. That made a lot of sense to me. Ever since, I've always been ideas, storytelling driven. So that was kind of the way to put all this stuff together. I went to Morgan State for a year right after high school. And that's where I came across the Souls of Black Folks by Du Bois, W.E.B. Du Bois. And even since then, it invoked a lot of strong imagery in my head, again, like the veil and double consciousness. And in grad school, I went to visit my aunt, who was a photojournalist, during the grad program at UC Santa Cruz. And she gave me this chapter of this book called Photography of the Color Line by Dr. Sean Smith. And she has the book is in large part about this exhibition Du Bois and Thomas Callaway did in 1900, or 1899 more specifically. And it was a survey of middle-class blacks of Georgia. There's 360 studio portraits that they hired a photographer to take for them, and they showed them in this exhibition in Paris. There was charts and graphs detailing economic information, average cost household appliances and income, migration patterns from the south to the north. And the third component was the Georgia Black Codes, laws pertaining to blacks from 1732 to 1850. So things such as they had curfew, you couldn't own guns, but it's a very detailed, strong articulation of these people's lives in the pictorial sense and the economic sense. And all that was a response to this essay called Race and Traits, done about 50 years beforehand, that justified this racial discriminatory practices for insurance. And it used pseudosciences like phonology to explain that, to argue that blacks were less intelligent, more prone to violence. So Du Bois did this exhibition with Callaway to reboot all this stuff. We're just middle class and there's anybody, this is how we listen to that, right? That was perfect for me, because that's the first time I really realized Du Bois did photography, worked in that realm. And to see him visualize his theories in the photographic medium was like, that was it for me. So my mission has been to do a counter-counter to his. I'm curious about providing representation for the individuals that shows a multitude of a person in a single photograph, and a medium that's usually showing a slice of a person, and often seen as, or even talked about, or presented as an authority of that person, even if it's just a slice. So I'm trying to show more multitude of people, to get more humanistic with people, and that's a big part of the issues we have going on in the broader sense, that for a variety of reasons, historically contemporary, minorities and of any demographic, black people seem less human. They kind of feel like humanists. I'm like, no, these representations are just a slice, but they can be more complex and inexplicable. And they can control the representations. It's part of my concept too. You can control it. When you depict yourself, or yourselves, other people see you. And it's okay to understand. It's okay if it takes time and your reflection involving, because that's what we are. So my images are trying to articulate those things. Through experience of 3 images, you see them switch left and right, and some parts are visible, some parts are invisible, some parts pop out, some don't. You close your eye, one eye, left eye, so they kind of shift in real time. Which, in a certain sense, is trying to give photographers some movement and stillness. And these figures over here are, I think of these like these kind of incubator or womb type entities that they're inside of. And these are pictures where there's 3 or 4 copies made of the same person, the same image. And I put glue on the prints, and I peel it off, and that's where you get the fading. So the glue is removing some of the ink and leaving body parts and taking away some parts. So I scan all those prints in, which are different variations of the same thing. And then in Photoshop, I started to compose the parts to leave in and take out. So you see the multiple stages of a person simultaneously as they kind of form themselves.
Awesome. Miss Tiffany Jones, can you give us a little backstory of who you are?
Sure. Tiffany Jones. I'm an artist, let's say. I do photography, mixed media, installation. So my main go-to is photography, so most of my artwork starts in photography. I live in Baltimore for over 20 years now, so I have learned to love the history of this city. So a lot of my work does root in the history of the city. So I start with finding out, what happened in a specific space, or if it's with a specific person. And then I use my art as a way to tell the story in a sense of whether it's an experience or just a multitude of just information that I feel like I need to relate with personally, but I also feel like, a history that needs to be told that may have been forgotten or people just don't know about. So a lot of my work roots with identity, women, Black history and culture, Baltimore history. So depending on what the subject matter is what drives the medium of the art. So even though I may start with photography, future and moving forward. So it's like we learn from our past and understand where we are now and how to move forward with that information, whether it's positive, negative, or just somewhere in between. So yeah, my studio's down at School 33 in Federal Hill. That's where I just mastermind all my stuff. But no, it's a studio and space that I took into that I was like, oh, I'm gonna do photography. I have a studio finally, and I do probably less photography now and more. My art brain has grown so much in the last 3 years. Like I would have never imagined being in this space right now as an artist, but it's amazing, and it can only get bigger from here. So I have talked to Nate, and he told me about this project, and I was like, well, I don't even know where this is going, but we're gonna do this. And then I thought of these 3 lovely artists, amazing artists that I had the pleasure of knowing for the past few years, and I just ran with it, and it's now standing room only, which is something where I feel like I'm able to cross bridges. So, you know, some people like to put art in a box and label it as photography, painting, drawing, and like when you're an artist and you do it all, it's kind of hard to define yourself. So I felt like this was an opportunity where I can, you know, make immersive art, installation art, but bring in other artists where we can create an experience together. And so it also pushes the envelope into what is a gallery space, how does that environment communicate with the art itself, and how can it come alive? Like I'm very much into people experiencing art, not just staring at it. One of my big takeaways from college was, you know, even though I have a photography degree and I was in the photography department, my professors always said, think beyond the frame. How can you break the frame? And I feel like this, I've been able to begin to do that. So, you know, we go to a museum and people are scared to interact with art. The art is very much a dialogue. Sometimes we have to taste it. Sometimes we have to feel it, hear it, and smell it. So that's what I wanted to create with this, and hopefully that's what you guys experienced.
So, Mr. Webster, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your granddad and both of them, actually?
So, Webster Phillips was born and raised in Baltimore, West Baltimore. So, kind of, my father and grandpa were also photographers, and they could put a camera in my hand at a really young age. So, it's kind of just something I did growing up. And then people started to call you up and ask you to come and stuff with them. And it became kind of a job to me. And then around 2008, I was teaching photography in West Baltimore, and there was a history teacher there that was looking for photos of Baltimore from the 40s to 60s to show his students. And he had been traveling around looking for images. He wasn't able to find much, and we started talking, we started working together, and he realized that we had these images. At this point, I only maybe had 200-300 images scanned in. It was really time consuming to scan these images. The images I was scanning were 4x5 black and white negatives. And so he saw those, and when he showed them to the students, the reaction from them was kind of inspired me to say, like, I gotta step back from what I'm doing and these different things that I'm doing and work on getting this archive, getting these photos together to be able to use them as a resource, as an education purpose, just because the information's out there, but it's not really accessible to people. This was before everybody had smartphones, and you could just kind of notice that kind of flip phone era. So I wanted to try to make the information available. So I stopped pretty much everything I was doing and just dedicated every day to scanning images. And I got about 10,000 images in a database. And then I had to stop and step back to try to identify. To try to step back and identify these images. So then I started to do projects like bring people in and try to put these images online and tell people like, hey, watch your phone, show these images to an elderly family, show them someone, see if you recognize anyone. So about 1 out of every 4 or 5 images to be put online, someone reaches out to us and says, hey, I recognize this person, this is who this person is. And actually, yesterday I got a phone call. Don't even see what I'm talking about. Yeah, somebody called me up and said, hey, you know, calling me about this mural. We painted a mural across part of the residency a couple years back yesterday and it's like, hey, this is my aunts and uncles and grandparents in this image. And there's 9 people in the image and they're all walking down the street and they all have boxes of shoes. And it's like, it's an amazing image, and you don't know the stories behind images until someone says to the story. So I'm thinking maybe it's the first day of school, or school's coming up, and you tell them it's Easter. So they Easter and I don't know whether or not, I never know if the images are playing, if you just saw them walking down the street and hopped out and just took a photo. But and that's like the moments that I'm trying to like to really like make me keep doing this, that someone calls me up and says, hey, this is who these people are. And then taking that information and you know, when it comes to historical stuff, like the pictures really tell the story of how the neighborhoods work, like pre and post integration, and also how they work socially, how they work economically, you know, sports, like just religion, everything is kind of tied up in these images. And it's something that's not there, so I really, it just kind of made my focus on trying to identify it. So if anyone knows anyone would like to look through the photos and bring Aldo through to kind of take a look at stuff, I would kind of tailor the search to, you know, like if someone in your family is a teacher, I can type in schools, you can look through school images. So if anyone wants to talk to me afterwards and set up a time and bring some people through to look at some images, I'd love to talk to you.
So real quick, just remember to keep the volume up a little bit because we are recording. My first question is going to go to Ms. Tiffany. Can you talk about the choice or what went into choosing the artists that we see in front of us today for Blueprints? Standing room.
As far as the selection of artists, I didn't want to curate like an open call. I've been blessed enough to know a lot of the artists and come across different paths of meeting amazing artists in the city. But after I read the script, it was like images started coming to me. So the first image I got, I have one of Rihanna's pieces in my studio, Basket Weavers, which is in one of the rooms here. And I had seen a couple of her other pieces, and those images is what I was envisioning of if I go to my grandmother's house, you know, what would I see? You know, we used to sit on the front porch and do hair, and Basket Weavers is sitting on the front porch doing hair. And, you know, there's another picture of hers that I don't have that I love, which is Canary Girl, and it's this young girl running freely, and like I remember just running through grandma's neighborhood and, you know, barefoot, you know, in the neighborhood playing. And so when I went on her website and I saw the rest of the collection, I said, oh my gosh, this is Blueprints, like in pictures. Like every scene I could like say, oh, this is this picture, this is this picture. And it went from there. And then so that was like the foundation of how I got started with who I was going to select. As I went through the rest of the script and studied the script more and saw the ladies were hers, then I was thinking about, okay, this is a story about, you know, one woman had this conversation with her younger self. And with my own photography and my own artwork, I like to talk a lot about identity and the different layers and the different perspectives that we have of ourselves or what others may have for us or what we have of others. And I thought about Antonio's work and his process. We were in a show a couple years ago in Monteclair, and when I heard him talk about his work and his process, and I was like, this reminds me of the characters and the layers and the perceptions of ourselves and how we move through life and how we get to one point where, you know, we have all these layers stacked on. So it's very much about Antonio's process. And then when I saw his website and saw the photographs you see here on the walls, it resonated so much with me and how I would feel the audience would perceive how blacks are viewed and what Blueprints talks about and the different experiences that change and shift as we grow older. And then as far as Mr. Phillips' work, I always loved his photographs. I'm a big Gordon Parks fan, their photographs. And as I was going through the collection that I saw, some that when I visited, but also what's available online, I was trying to envision, okay, who was Ginjel and what would Ginjel look like? And so that's how I started to grasp those images. And what would the family that Blueprints doesn't speak of but kind of hints about, like how can I just tie this all together? And I felt like those photographs kind of give us that sense of Black family and like those good joyous moments that we do have. So that's how each of these artists have come into my mind when I read the script. So it started with the reading of it and then just digging in deeper and seeing each of these ladies bring these characters to life and my own relation and connections into what I wanted to envision for the show.
I'm gonna jump over to Brianna. How does your youth kind of show itself or bring itself out, or the experiences that you had in your youth? How can we identify that in your work, or is it identified in your work?
You?
Yeah. So your upbringing, your childhood, you're just experiencing and finding out who you are as an artist. How much of that is actually in your current work or your present work?
I think that's a main element in my work because it's collage, right? So it's the collective. It's using all of these different experiences, materials, sources, and you're just trying to take all of those fragments and create like a whole with it. So, I mean, most of the collages that I make are based off of my lived experiences or stories I heard my grandmother was Jamaican, so I was Indian, and my grandfather's from the South. You know, I'm always swimming with all of these stories that, you know, even though my family has like, they tell me these stories all the time, you know, you go outside your doors, and that like all of those narratives are silent. I didn't read them in books, I didn't see them, so I feel like, you know, my work is just as much about trying to construct my own narrative while trying to remember everybody else's. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So my second question to you was,
this unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new and take a break from our broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move. Don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. I know she couldn't get the feels off from me. Touching hands till
Listen to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Where we talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools, and what people don't understand. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about what people say bullying is or is not. So bullying comes in many forms. It's a teasing, it's the cyberbullying, it's the texting, it's the phone calls, it's the posting of pictures and people's personal information to pretty much cause them harm, to have them feel insecure. It's the sex assaults that people actually put out there. There are physical assaults, and there are mental assaults and emotional assaults. And what I like to remind individuals that any aggressive behavior towards anyone that is unwanted and unwarranted in an individual asks you to stop. Let's stop there. Stop.
And they should be respecting that.
Respecting that and respecting yourself, because when you're able to respect another person, you're able to respect yourself. And the way that you're able to show that.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
breakthrough. Had moments moments like that ever happened prior to that? That kind of were like a whisper, and then that was kind of like the blaring shout in your face.
You know, I think just the artistic temperament alone comes with some emotional, mental challenges. And I've always used my experiences to kind of, I've really been interested in my own autobiography. And I think my work has always been about trying to tell my story so I can make sense of it. I don't think I really had that kind of breakdown before. But I've had moments when, like I told you, I didn't cry. So it's kind of like, okay, well, give me a journal. I'll just fill my journal up, you know, or let me draw something. Or so I feel like I've been using art as a healing modality for a long time, but never in that sense. And I think the full circle moment was I realized later that the thing that kind of gave me still at first as a kid, in that moment I was that kid again. I was on the floor again making this work, and it was kind of like, wow.
Full circle.
So from this point forward, I only make work sitting on the floor. But I bought my own house, so I'm only destroying my own space.
That's very important. That's very important. Antonio, where are you in your artwork? So how can we find you in your pieces?
I think it's very much why I do portraiture. I contribute a lot, maybe growing from different demographics in different places, even in 2009. There's a big influence to why I do portraiture and focus on people. And I have a preoccupation with interpersonal relationships. It's how people engage with each other, one-on-one. And how they really think about themselves and what they say to themselves internally, or how they understand themselves, or how they may have changed. Because as a kid moving different places back and forth, I became analytical in a sense. You have this outside perspective constantly, and trying to assess, like, all right, who can I be friends with? Like, who's the mean person? Who's the nice person? What are they wearing? And I'm constantly breaking down how the society works, or how the power structure works. And I had my TA tell me that, a faculty member told her, she's an Army brat as well. It's just, and his point of view was that Army brats had a really interesting take on authority and power, and its reference to contemporary controversy in the sense that he thought that Army brats that he knew weren't very visceral and not outspoken and react without thinking the way they tend to protest or combat things like within the system. They understand hierarchy and power, institutional hierarchy, because they may have been in it, living in it, with rankings and such. So their strategy is like, how can I work the system within? How can I understand this hierarchy and who's making these decisions? And how can I go to that person and deconstruct some things? And I see that a lot in the way I think about photography as a material, image that can be broken down and built up again, and as a learning tool, a epistemological tool of representation as well. How can I influence or interact or manipulate people's perception of who these individuals are? So I think that's all kind of swirled into how I kind of grew up to relate to people myself. So I have to question a lot and develop different ways of relating with people.
So I'll follow that up with, what has been your biggest self-revelation about yourself via your art? So in you being an artist, how much, or what was the biggest thing that you found out about yourself or discovered about yourself?
I'll probably attribute to one of the earliest setting ideas is that revelations was that I was pretty much interested in ideas. I've been doing experimental photography from like day one. So I've always had this other way of relating to it that it wasn't just taking a picture and printing it. It was like having more of a hands-on way involved in it, an alternate way the image comes out. So what's always driven me was ideas. How can I articulate the idea and depict it or make it more interactive or engaging? So ideas really drive everything. And so that keeps me curious, open, I think, so that's part of it.
Where do you see that taking you? So this is one example of what we've seen from you. Where does this take you in terms of that curiosity about ideas and context and such?
It takes me to often specificity to content historical events. Like this collection I've been working on for the past 7 years is really specific to Du Bois' exhibition. So doing historical research helps me kind of understand where these ideas may have come from, how they may persist through time, and how I deal with them now. So that's a big part of it too, is like specificity of content and like researching, like digging. I've also DJed and all those things and cooked and trained as a chef a little bit. So I think all those things kind of add to working with materials as ingredients, or working with different content of family images, just appropriate images from this exhibition. Now I'm doing work that's about reparations, at the time of reparations when this was enacted. So it's just a matter of following the curiosity and ideas and keep digging. That's where I am. I'm dealing with people one-on-one. It's hard to say that because, as you see, I'm changing. And what's happening in the studios now, more collage abstract work. So I'm starting to get more kind of experimental, less literal, but how do you sort of evoke those ideas without making them kind of didactic?
That's kind of what happens when you're a student of art. At some point, you have to maintain your own or create your own way and not your professor's way or their professor's way. So you got to step outside and kind of create your own perspective.
Well, what's makes it difficult to answer that question too is that life. It's like
circumstance.
As you grow up and shit, as I get a better job, I do better work. As more time to read books, I can work on better. So like, it's just me as a person.
By art. I completely understand that. I.e., please support local artists.
Support local artists, living artists.
I'm gonna come back to you, Tiffany, but I'm gonna ask Webster, how sociable were you prior to the work that you're doing now in archiving your granddad's collection?
As far as
just in general, or I'll actually, has this process made you more sociable and you reaching out to individuals?
It's definitely, I guess, shifted, it's not really, like conversations aren't really about me anymore. It's more about what I'm trying to do with work. My photography is more just, I got the habit of taking the camera everywhere I go all the time. So it's just,
that's what they teach you. You gotta always.
Yeah, you never see it. It's the total opposite of like what you were saying, right? I just take the photo and I print it. That's it. And it's just, if I'm somewhere and I see a scene or I see something going on, the scene does all the work for me, and all I have to do is just make sure the picture comes out and just have the camera, make sure the battery's not dead, make sure those kind of things are going on. And the biggest thing is just the conversation really becomes more about the work, my grandfather's work, and get the information out there and trying to gather the information rather versus what I'm into and different things that I'm doing.
So it just kind of slowed down your normal process of creating art and just being an artist?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has. I also do some other things that are like based on art. So I do some music production, I manage a music studio. I'm also a chef, like 1 or 2 days a week.
So we got 2 chefs in the building, so at some point, we gonna all eat, right?
But yeah, so it's mixed it up, but as far as photography and everything, the conversation began to be more about my grandfather's work, what he was trying to do, versus person.
What have you learned about this city in this archiving process?
Well, the city, it's
well,
like,
the people in general.
The city kind of gets, Baltimore, why, recently it's like, further grade, the cops that got indicted and all that. And the abandoned buildings and all that stuff, it's like the nice neighborhoods where all the grass is cut in the city and it's just going to work and kind of home raising their families. Is it like sexy on TV for like seeing income, video? So that's what you see a lot of in the images. You also see, the conversation isn't often had about what happened in Baltimore after immigration to white Baltimore and black Baltimore, and how they kind of use that to create these counties and push people out of the city, and people trying to go back in, and this and that, and how the dollars used to stay in the community and then they don't, and all these different things that don't get talked about, and then also the stuff now that light isn't always shining on as far as the good things that happen in the city. So it really taught me to look at the good and the bad and kind of look behind the photo and kind of what's going on. And also about like people determine, like people want to control the narrative, control the story, and it makes you realize that, perception is basically, it's based on what you see, but also based on what's presented to you. So trying to present different images to kind of let people come to their own conclusion on what happened, rather than necessarily trying to beat the hand. So I want to have information there to kind of give people access to the information, but also let them see the variety of things involved in, his body of work, and try to let people come to that conclusion themselves.
So I have one more question for you, Webster. In meeting young ladies like this, and based on a picture, how do you keep yourself from just going so deep into that one family, opposed to the other 10,000 plus images that you have?
It's just like the moment. It's like you take a photo, you basically stop in time for that moment. It's like the photo is that moment, and a lot of times it can lead to other things. Like I definitely, as soon as I heard that, I said, man, I gotta try to get a good photo of everyone in the image, like in front of the image, and also record everyone's stories. And it's like every time we get an introduction or we get identification, it leads to an introduction, but it also leads to identifying more images. So it automatically takes you past that image to some other images. Like as soon as, people see that image was identified, and people that you know that that image was identified, some other images that we have out there will probably also get identified on top of that, and then kind of slow it.
Miss Tiffany, I've said many times, anybody who reads this play or seen this play before, you find yourself somewhere in it, whether you're a guy or a girl or a grandmother or mother, whomever you are, something about reading the script and then seeing it, you actually find yourself in it. I've been attached to it for 8 years, and I've been trying to figure out where's the outdoor, like how do I get out of this matrix? But it's so connected to who we are, and it gives voice to so many people who are voiceless. And learning who you are in this short period of time, Tiffany, can you share with people how you discovered your connection to Blueprints?
So, I have a few different connections. So, like I mentioned earlier, I've only been in Baltimore, not only, but I've been in Baltimore for over 20 years now. Originally, I was born and raised in Springfield, Massachusetts. So I have that north-south connection immediately. And when I first read it, I didn't immediately connect to a character, but the idea of going back to bury my grandmother. So I'm actually about to come up on 1 year anniversary this month. My grandmother passed, and me and my cousin dressed my grandmother, literally dressed her, found her something to wear, dressed her for her funeral, her celebration. And so that was my immediate connection to the script itself. And that whole idea of having to travel out of state and go be with your family and, things that you didn't know, especially when like your grandmother passes, like the gatekeeper of all things of your family history. And not too long ago, my grandfather prior to that had passed. So it was like within the last year, I've learned so much about my family I had not known, good, bad, and ugly. But I embrace it all and I accept it all, and it puts us in a different position in how to interact and deal with each other once that person has transitioned. So that whole connection, that was my first connection to it. As I dug deeper into the script, I identified more with Maisha. As far as like her traveling back home, and when I go home now, it's so much different because so much has changed. My town is very, very small. We're only known for Dr. Seuss and the Basketball Hall of Fame. Like, that's what's there. And the town is very small. But like when I travel home now, the landscape has changed. And so, I remember, it doesn't happen too much now, but years past, I've had moments where I would go home, and as soon as I get off the highway and see the highway, see the city, is like I would cry or get really emotional because I see I feel like my childhood is being erased. So that whole transition always in a neighbor's house. You know, ours was neighbor's living room or her kitchen. And so you have like those elements that come out. And so a lot of the things that I pulled out of the scripts and made it a visual in the installation and the exhibit itself are things that I remember from my childhood and from my grandmother's house, but also were just there in the script. So it's something definitely that we can all relate to because it's these iconic things that resonate within our Black families.
So we have about 20 minutes left for this
Like keys only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel rough. If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head and I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Working mode, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you play it for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. Now it's all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crack. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it. Things getting better. Open it up with my name on the
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
Period.
the real. That's the real deal.
It's period.
And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Thank you all for your contributions. I've very much enjoyed all of the pieces and finding my own interpretation and connection between character, play, and art. Question. All of you seem to have found Baltimore as a muse. This is something I understand. So I guess my question is there a moment for you where that, I don't know if it's really anything to do with play, sorry. Is there a moment, is that a moment for you? Is that I'm in love with this city and I'm going to art about it, or is it just a natural part of the location?
So you're saying that is the use of Baltimore as a backdrop, is that intentional, or is it just by the time we finish the work, we're like, oh, it's in there? Yeah. Mine is subconscious. I do. I think just trying to be true to the memories, the nostalgia, really just thinking about the places I've been. When you grow up in a place, that place becomes a character too. It's just as much as my family. So those porches, and saw the sign, and I was like, oh wow, I think I'm meant to be here right now. And so this, you know, is just an introduction, and like I plan to do more here. So it's one of those moments where it's like, okay, once I find that, or if I'm drawn to it through just like circumstance, then I dig deeper once I find out more.
I think we had a question over here. Yes.
And I would like to hear from all three of the artists in terms of, because Tiffany has told us how she sort of selected you three to be a part of this, but how did you all come to accept the invitation to come, especially Antonio? You know, G Mama's house is sort of in a certain place and everybody comes to G Mama's house. But being a military youngster, G Mama's house is not really, G Mama's house could be anywhere. You know, you come once a year or never. You know, so how did that frame your invitation to come and be a part of the Blueprints? When Blueprint seems to be in a place, you know, it's very much a domain, and your world has been like all over.
Well, my mother's mother was also an army. And my mother was also an army. And my father was in the army. So, no, she was stable. We were with her. The grandparents were here in Baltimore and in Georgia. Excuse me, Virginia, in Prairie, Virginia. So they were the most probably stable kind of presences. When you were there, you saw everyone's photos, and you got the smell and the texture of the carpet and the plastic covered furniture and the candles. So all that's very familiar for me, you know. And it's really about the way they moved. You know, when she was talking about Baltimore, I think I have to put effort into putting a specific location into my work because so much based in studio portraiture. But the way I am starting to do that now, and one benefit that I really love about doing appropriation work and borrowing from existing images from events, is drawing these connections from then to now. And part of that connection for me was to be in the middle class. And what that really mean? You know, and forever I took that for granted. But then I look back in my grandparents' history, we actually came from a neighboring town, my grandmother's on my mother's side, and my grandfather on my father's side. She came from a very similar town in Georgia, and lived with I know, but he moved here. So you hear about all the jobs he had, like carrying ice, or working at Dunkin' Donuts, or working for the city. My grandmother was a nurse. So civil service has always been a part of my life too. And seeing photos of Dauphin Street, and my grandfather was also a photographer that I didn't learn until I started going to college doing photography. Or my grandmother, my mother's side, was a big entrepreneur, and I come from a lot of women who are well educated as well. So there are always stable components in my life that really lived the history that I'm now starting to dig. Meaning that I saw that embodied in them all the time. So now I'm starting to understand it for myself and what that meant for, like, to get a house. You know? How do you ascend from middle class? And all the jobs you have. I'm not getting these particular stories that are based in Baltimore or based in Georgia or Virginia. So that's how that comes in, is these people's narratives. I'm not really used to putting landscapes or anything like that in there. And since I moved around a lot, I'm not a very provincial person. So it's through these narratives I try, some specificity I try to bring them in that way.
Anybody else?
I guess for me, it was nice to have someone had a clear vision of what they wanted. Like, she contacted me and she was like, I want to use these 6 pictures. That's why I was like, can you give them to me by this date? And I was just like, all right. It was just like easy stepping back for me.
Drives a hard bargain.
Yeah, and someone else to curate and say, this is what I want to do, this is the vision, and supply, you know, what she needed to make it. And it was also really like, usually when I show her, it's real straightforward. It's black and white, which kind of how it's out there and line up in a row, and to see it kind of some of the images displayed differently than how I would have displayed them, and also my mom and other great work, and put the thing in time and everything together. It's like very interesting for me to be able to walk in and see how everything came together.
Ms. Brianna?
Well, very much a little bit of a similar kind of experience. When Tiffany said she so it was just exciting to be in a space with somebody that was in the same space I was, because I really just want to hear our stories. I really just want to hear the stories of Black women. I don't think I can get tired of it. Like, I'm in love with it. So when you have somebody that dedicates a whole house to it, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, this is exciting. It just felt eerie, but it felt like it was for the right reasons, and so I'd say yes.
To the other two artists, Antonio and Webster, after watching the finished project kind of be what it is, how did you see your work connecting to the overall theme that is Standing Room Only?
It's very much what Tiffany said. That she summed it up very nicely in the beginning. The multitudes of people, of yourself. And I love like coming into space. I love the feel. It was very comforting. I wasn't quite sure what was artworks or not. I was like, Tiffany, what did you put in here? Stuff. But I didn't need that question answered. You know, that vibe is nice. You know.
And it's interesting watching your work because this has become our performance space for Blueprints. So when we have audiences in here, I often watch them drift off from the ladies and kind of like look around and become fixed on the images. So it's very interesting to watch people get kind of drawn into your work. Mr. Webster?
I mean, just kind of drove home, like when I first started archiving images, I was younger, I hadn't done that much just research on, guess that time period. So you're thinking like, oh, this is really Baltimore story that I'm digging into. This is what happened in Baltimore, and then you kind of realize this is like really what happened everywhere. There's slices that's a little different, but you kind of realize that like everyone kind of does have the same story. At the same time, everyone has things that I might have went through, you might have went through, that someone else hasn't, and sometimes people cite certain things when different things happen and all that, but it kind of just drove home like the connection that everyone has here and also in other places, just like the landscape of photos that you were kind of talking about earlier, like the subject matter is Baltimore, but it's really the story of everywhere. So like in telling this story, it relates to everywhere else. It also opens up a conversation for people to talk about what happened in their towns and cities and kind of compare and contrast those things.
And it was very interesting to have LaTanya Valencia Moss come in and see it and see all your work and fall in love with the whole experience and your work individually. And this play takes place in Dania, Florida. So she felt like home in here, and for everybody else to come here, no matter where you're from, and feel that same feeling, it's kind of interesting to see a universal experience happening to individuals all at the same time, except normally it's the other way around. But to have this thing that could be anywhere happening to us individually is really profound. Any other questions? Yes.
But I was making work and I was talking to my mother about it, because I'm a writer as well, and I was talking to my mother about trying to write this story. And she said, you're not having goosebumps because I'm trying to write a story, right? And then we started talking about my grandmother and how my grandmother has been trying to hire me to write her story for so many years. And in that moment, I just saw 3 generations of women that have spent all this time trying to get a story out. And I'm like, I don't want to be the 3rd generation that doesn't get her stories out, you know? And
my studio right now revolves around the economic status of these individuals, like being middle class, you know, and how that played out in my family, you know. Like my grandmother, my mother's side, she owned a salon and several businesses, and all women on that side were well educated. And she operated in a very professional way. You know, I was impressed that she had her own beauty school. She just like did all these things. And it was an entrepreneurial type spirit. It was just like amazing to me. That was talking about my grandfather's also, and my family being part of civil services. So like giving back, community-based, and like thinking about economics and business. It's swung around all my head. That's how I move. You know, I think very entrepreneurially when I think about my career. I think about like spaces and prices, and I love thinking about like art market stuff. But I know I'm starting to realize where all that stuff come from. It's all within my lineage. And I'm starting to connect these dots of like specific economic development, social mobility in my life, and in the broader conversation of the Black community in the United States, particularly in the South. And so I have these two tracks going on. And it's starting to like do like this. Right. So that's where I am. with your question.
For me, it's been, I can't even begin to count the number of years to collectively say how long I've been doing art. But one profound moment I can remember is 2014. My mom had passed, and I was working on a project where I was to photograph or create art of 7 strangers I never met. And the idea of the project was an intergenerational crossing and to build relationships with people of Baltimore. So it was artists who were younger than the age of 50, and then you were paired with 7 individuals from Baltimore that were over the age of 50 that were from all walks of life. And during that project, when my mom had passed, I had to go back up north, and so I was away from them. But we had meetings and got to know each other. And so when I came back, the curator was like, "Are you sure you can finish the work?" And I was like, "I need to finish this work." So in that little circle that was my cohort to work with, as an artist, it got really personal. Each person was a characteristic or an element of my mother. At the show, at the exhibition, I saw it come full circle, and it's like one of those moments as an artist where you know where you're meant to be. And it was that moment where I knew I had to keep going. So all of my projects, I have a personal connection to. Whether I say it directly or indirectly, like this one is directly, but it's also indirectly. Like you don't see my visual art. The installation is my visual art, but you don't see like my photographs or my artwork itself in it. But it's very much of my grandmother. And so it's those kind of moments that's like, okay, Tiffany, you gotta do the next one. So when I was telling someone about this exhibition, their first question was, when I told them that I was curating it, they know I'm like, I don't really curate, like besides my own work, I don't really curate a bigger body of work with multiple artists. So they were like, what is your connection to it? You must have connected to this some kind of way. So they already knew. And I noticed that that's my track in any work that I do, that there's some connection to it. And it does drive back home in some shape or form, whether it's a family member or if it's something I'm going through my life at that moment where it's a healing moment. And then so that's how I continue to keep going.
Any other questions?
I'm sorry.
I guess it was more just seeing, you know, when I knew my grandfather, he was older, because my parents had me when they were older. So as a young guy, I knew my grandfather was like as an older guy, and seeing and realizing it's like, you know, old age was young age. At one point, like everyone, like actually seeing my grandfather as a young man, seeing his life, and like now it's almost like we're the first generation where our kids and grandkids and everyone else will be able to look at our digital footprint and see exactly what we were doing like normal. If you was getting drunk in college, they can see how we were wearing crazy clothes, they can see also kind of looking at people and not just kind of going beyond the surface. And also for me, it's like little too. Like I'm seeing all of my other family members at a young age and seeing what they were doing. And so it was just every time another slide would be scanning and go through, it's like I was just learning another small piece of my family's history and just my grandfather's life and everyone around me.
Any other questions? No? So I would like to thank all of you all for coming out.
And thank you all for coming out on Sunday.
So real quick, this exhibition goes on until July the 1st. So definitely come on down. Our gallery hours are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. and Sundays, 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So bring your family, bring your friends, and then on the June 30th. Thank you. She's definitely my yin. Come on down. We're doing the entire reading of the play, and it's a whole immersive art experience. So it's a little bit different. We kind of gave you a snippet of it today, but it's definitely a different experience. And also, we definitely need your help in getting out the word because this is actually being turned into a film. I had the creative, I don't want to call it crazy, I don't know if it's genius yet, but the creative energy to turn this into a film. We had did this as a play for the last 8 years, and it was workshopped for the first 2 years that it was in existence. So we wanted to do something special, not only for Tanelia and Latanya, but all the women who have been in these various roles. And a shout out to Sheena and Amma and Miles right here. He's documenting the whole back stage portion of it. And all the individuals that are helping us. And also the Peel Center is open for you to come and tell your story. So if you know of any artists or storytellers or people who just want a good rental space, if you can see, the building has been sitting for about 20 years and is actually undergoing a lot of transformation right now. We're on the windows and the doors right now, and we'll be working on an interior in the next 10 to 11 months or so. So that's all warranted because we need the money to keep coming in. And this is a historical place. If you did not get that spew of it, it was the first purpose-built museum in the United States. It actually got finished being built the week before that whole brouhaha at the, down at the Federal Hill before the war. So it also was the first school for colored children, and what now is Frederick Douglass High School started here. BGE was kind of started here with the Peel family and their gas light. That lamp behind you is actually a replica built by some engineers from BGE and it's gas lit as well. So this one space had a lot of history in this one building, and we want to continue that history by bringing your stories here. So all of you all are welcome. All of you all are welcome to bring your stories here and kind of use this space. So definitely I'll give you a card on your way out. Take another go round, get some cards, some flyers, and please help us spread the word. And I appreciate all of you all for coming out. Any last words from the artists? You can tell them where they can find you at real quick.
TonyMcAfee.net. I'm on Instagram as well. Tony McAfee. Sure, I come up sometimes. Thank you for coming.
If you could, pull up, you can find us on Instagram, it's I Am the Photo Project, and it's facebook.com/IamThePhoto. Just pull up some images, show them to some people who are around back then, and flip through and see if anyone recognizes anyone. Or feel free to contact me to set up a time to look through some images and see if you can maybe find some family, friends, or make some identifications.
And prints are available. Please contact me. And Ms. Brianna.
Website www.e-faulkner.com, and my Instagram is briannafaulknerart.com.
And her sheet downstairs like this is downstairs, and all her work is all prints are for sale, so you definitely snag yourself a one of a kind. And thank you all. If you want to find Boo Prints, you can go to Boo Prints, the movie, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or you can go to the artist.artistexchange.com, and you can find out more information, or just go to the Peel page as well, thepeelcenter.org, and tickets, all that information, and kind of where we are in the process. is definitely on. We're going to need some extras and maybe some other characters. So I already see somebody that we may be using. So definitely I appreciate you all. Again, take another look around. Please grab some snacks downstairs. I really appreciate that. And thank you all again for coming.
Thank you.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should have been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all of her glances, making men change.
They said she wouldn't arm, so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do, and you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. You know, so I'm saying we need to have these discussions with our children, you know, and make them understand in this day and age, and it's every day and age really, but we'll just say this day and age for the sake of it being so prevalent on social media, like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think a lot of us as black people are just scared to still tell our children that there are a group of people out here that are your enemies.
Join us every Monday at 12 noon for Black by Demand radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
The one for me. Ever since then we've been vibing on some chemistry. It's just a matter of time. I know she feeling my vibe. I got the keys to the ride. She put her hands on my thigh. She got that look in her
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way? Was my first response. And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization,
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. You had just watched an art show that I put together called Blueprint Standing Room Only, and it was a mixture of an art show and a immersive art show and a stage reading to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Blueprints, written by LaTonya Valencia Moss, and I believe soon to be Dr. LaTonya Valencia Moss, with actors Sheena Barksdale, Jay Nicole, and Alma Brown, three really good friends of mine, as well as Tiffany Jones, who co-curated the art show alongside myself, Miles Banks, who actually documented a lot of the footage that we have, actually with the video as well. You go to Instagram or Facebook to Blueprints the movie, and you'll see a lot of the behind the scenes. You'll see a lot of footage, a lot of interviews that I did with the ladies, and get a taste of what Blueprints was and what it is. The project was supposed to be slated for a film, and that's not off the table. We just had to reconfigure and get some ideas back on the table and kind of rework the vision a little bit. And as an artist, that happens, and we have to, a lot of the information that we've been given over the last year about having the right team, making sure your plan is ironclad, getting everything in writing, selecting the right people who know what they're doing, who are a part of the team, that have an investment in the project, all those things. And we'll be having a few more artist series coming up. The next one will be with Miss Kimmy. We talked to her last week. She had an awesome book about relationships and having your heart broken and all those things. She'll be here on the 25th of October and the 1st of November, the first Friday and the last Friday of October and the first Friday of November. And she'll be here doing a 2-part series. And then we have a number of guests coming. We have Ernest E. Digger from Charm City Direct TV. We have Mr. Hakeem, the awesome author from Philadelphia, who will be coming down to Baltimore and bringing one of his artists with him, another fellow writer. And then we have Miss Amy Brookshire. She'll be here talking about the art scene here in Baltimore, alongside with Miss Sheila Gaskins. And then I think I'm missing somebody. We'll have I can't say the last 2 artists, but we'll have a couple new individuals stopping by with us for the month of October. And then we'll be getting right into November with some more special surprises, some more artists. I'll have a number of artists from LTYC come and join us, and you'll get to hear their stories. We have another storytelling workshop that we'll be hosting soon, so the information will be out for that. Don't forget, just go to our page. If you have not already liked it, you can go to the Artist Exchange Radio Show page on Facebook. We also have a group page, and soon I've been working on an entrepreneurial worldwide entrepreneurial website where you'll get to promote and market your business. That one would be by subscription based, whereas you would have to pay a membership to be a part of it, and you'll get to advertise to a number of groups. So we've been curating the members in that group and doing some PR and marketing towards it. So that'll be up soon as well. What else do we have coming up? And I just was looking at the calendar and still forgot everything that I was going to say. But I'll post it on the link to this live and share it out as well on all of our social media pages. But this has been another awesome edition of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Check you out next Monday. We'll be here bright and early at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BeExposedRadio.com. So check you out later. Next up, It Is What It Is Radio Show. Blue and the Cocktail Social will be returning next Friday. That show follows the Artist Exchange, and then It Is What It Is Radio Show. But today we'll be back with It Is What It Is Radio Show at 9 p.m. So go take a break, share the show out, watch it from the beginning, and that's it. The Artist Exchange Radio Show, live every Monday and Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BigExposedRadio.com. See you later.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco, strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Rolls with me, yeah, it's time to